Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good morning. I just had breakfast with Mr. Chris Nelson. And we're at Miller Playground in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
So,
Well, you know, I interviewed Chris, Mr. Nelson, 11 years, 11 months ago. Next month will be 12 years since I visited this park. Well, I'm happy to say that this park has changed a lot because of this man here, Chris Nelson. This park, 12 years ago, it looked like it had a lake in it.
it was tough.
It was terrible. I mean, I come, you know, driving to the park. As I passed by the park, Mr. Nelson called me, and I didn't think that this was the park. I said, well, I'm on my way. And I looked up and said, wait a minute, is it Miller Park? He said, Miller Playground? He said, yes. The place, the whole community has changed because of a man like this here. Chris, you got to be proud of what. I mean, you even got a bathroom over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got exercising equipment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got a playground for the kids to come down and everything and all that. Sliding board and all that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chris, this place was not like this in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
It was not. It was not.
It was not like this.
And to be frank with you, I was encouraged by my granddaughter.
Wow.
And that's really what propelled me to advocate for this playground.
My
And
God.
like you said, 11 years ago, you was in this park interviewing someone else.
That's right.
And I was just doing an exercise walk around the block.
Yes, yes.
And I just took interest in, one of, as you might say, be nosy,
Right.
but curious.
Yes.
I had to know
What was
if you
going
were
on?
willing to give me a little bit of your time,
Yes, sir.
so I could share my story, my intentions on how we can galvanize the community and take control of our environment.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you did that.
And so, in me coming with that, with the kids' input as well, because there was very little activity going on. There
That's
was
right.
just the basketball court
That's it.
and
Which was ragged, which was quite ragged.
very ragged,
Yes.
you know, outdated.
Outdated, yes.
And so
My
I
God.
spoke to some of the kids and just curious, asking them, you know, how was their day, how they feel, because they wasn't doing nothing. Most of them was sitting around, and you know what happened with being misters.
Yeah.
We get into trouble. We get into
Mister with trouble, yeah.
So anyway, with that being said, I thank you for coming back to Elizabeth to visit us.
Yes.
And now you see the finished product of what advocacy can
Oh,
do
my God. Yes.
when you take interest in your own
Yes,
community.
yes. This place has changed, and you guys was managed to preserve the old trees.
Yes, sir.
Because the trees are here, and they've been here. And you got some new trees coming on, too.
Yes, yes.
Exercising equipment.
Excellent.
Oh, my God. A new basketball
New basketball.
court. Oh, man. We got six
Yep.
six
got-
hoops over
Yes,
there.
yes.
Oh, man. I mean, you guys did a wonderful job.
And the plan, believe it or not, well, the plan,
This whole, let me interject, sorry, Chris.
sure.
This whole area was, I don't want to, I guess,
Call it like it is.
it was downtrodden.
Yeah.
It was
wasn't
a downtrodden
It wasn't
area.
a welcome sight.
No, it was not a welcome sight. Now we got new homes coming up. We got, oh my God, I mean,
It's a friendly environment
It's a
where
very-
you got people from all walks of life
All walks of
that
life.
come there.
yes,
There's no where you find where there's separatism like the way
Yeah.
that there's this disdain attitude about coming to South Park anymore.
yes.
You know, because once upon a time, South Park wasn't a welcome place to come.
Okay.
People were afraid, intimidated.
Sure.
But, you know, that,
It looked darker. Today the light is shining.
right, it's bright.
It's bright.
It's
Because when I
bright.
came in here, I'm going to say this right here, Chris.
Sure.
I was a little uneasy myself. I mean, I had my dukes, you know.
Yeah. But you was on guard, though.
I was on guard if
Because of the climate.
need be, you know what I mean? I walk in with the dukes up, but if need be, I would ready to defend my honor.
It was that kind of atmosphere.
It was that kind of atmosphere.
It was that. And so now we don't have to feel so defenseless now because you have a duty.
Yes.
You know, and that's where I feel that I had a duty to at least try to honor my grandchildren, my daughter.
Yes.
They didn't, at that time, like you said, they didn't want to come to this park.
Couldn't blame them.
It was sad that I had to take my granddaughter, and my daughter just grew out of the park. But my granddaughter, she more like wanted to go to Phil Zuta's playground.
Right.
Which is private,
right.
you know, and county, and you know,
influence.
Yeah, working together on that. And then I had to take her to Linden area, to the pond out there.
You guys are
But this, back to this playground, this concept of how this designed, I went to Roselle on 2nd Avenue.
Okay.
And it's called the Pine. I used to play in that as a kid, that park. And I think it's on Pine Street. But nevertheless, I modeled it for seeing what this park could be if I just had the people interest to see if we can get it over here. And I couldn't get it across to some of my council members.
Sure.
And it's particular one, but I won't put his name out there, but they know who I'm talking about. If anybody know Chris Nelson of Elizabeth. But with that being said, this park got tabled 6 times because of this one official didn't want it. And in spite of that, he tabled it 6 times because I was advocating for a playground that where our local children can enjoy, our grandparents or whoever grandparents could come out in a friendly environment, sit on the, as where we sitting at. You got a chess and checker table here. You know, we didn't have that. You got an exercise station, like you said.
The whole exercise
we
station.
got a volleyball
court
over there. So and
basketball,
you got kids water playground and so on. So
you know, that's water there.
Yeah, that's the water spring.
Oh, the water shoots up.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, you know what it was.
And so you know, I've seen other places. Why can't we have this for ourselves?
That's right.
So you know, this is where we at now. We here, you know, trying to improve our community, and nothing gets done being idle.
That's right.
Sitting back, complaining, whining. No, we have to be active. We have to really get involved if we want change. Because if we wait on somebody to bring it to us, it's not happening.
Well, you know, we met in 2012. I thought it was 2011. But we met, and we would be meeting in front of the county
courthouse. Yeah.
Courthouse.
Yeah.
I gotta find them videos. They there.
Yeah, they
YouTube.
Yeah, they
And I mean, Mr. Nelson, this guy was serious.
Absolutely.
You know, and I would call him up, and he would go into, you know, talk about what he wanted to do, and oh man, and look what happened.
Hey, God, man, His glory. You know, I've been blessed.
Citizen.
I've been blessed. Yeah. I've been fortunate, and as you can see, I got, you know, little disability issues here and there, though, but I don't let that kill the spirit of my will to want to do for others what has been passed on to me.
That's right.
And so this was something I prayed on, believe it or not. And in doing so, as I told you in the early beginning, as me putting ideas before my city council officials, it was going on deaf ears. So to your point, like, you probably said, is he serious? You know,
I wondered, Chris, because
you know, because some people talk.
No, I knew you were
do.
serious. Let me say this right here.
Okay.
I knew you were serious.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you were serious. But I didn't believe that the people would honor your sincerity. I didn't believe that they would attach, because what happens today in these communities, a lot of us have the ideas to make things happen, but because we're not from this social club, because we don't come from this Ivy League school or whatever, you know, they kind of bury us.
Right.
And I mean, they would go more out their way to bury your common drive for the people than they would someone that come from and connected to such and such. You follow me? But when I met you, you were serious. And when I would call you, man, you would talk, you know, and I said, man, this guy's by himself, and I understand. I understood you because I understood me. Right. Because I was out there interviewing people thinking I'm trying to be a star tomorrow, which I was not. I was just trying to be the new level of a flyer. We used to hang flyers. People don't do flyers no more. They do videos. So that's all I was coming to. I wasn't coming to try to build myself to be in CNN or ABC, you know, or whatever.
But you were the link to my voice.
Yeah, I was right.
The link to the voice.
Yes, and that's why
to the voiceless.
Yes,
Let's put it
the
like
voices,
that, because there's many people, as to your point, don't get that exposure unless you are somebody that people want to grab attention from because they are somebody considered to be associated.
Right. Considered to be.
So you know, me myself, as you said, started as a one-man band. Sometimes I feel like that today, but I do have a great support of individuals, a team. You know, been working with me diligently. You know, through the ups and downs or what have you. Because I gotta say, you know, I'm thankful for all those that who been on board with me.
Yes.
With this ever-ending endeavor.
Yes.
Because the work is just beginning. But it's just that who are willing to embrace the vision. See, but if you don't, I'm okay with that because, you know, I feel, you know, for what I have to offer, there's a multitude of people that will band, you know, join with me or whatever, no matter where they're coming from. And I appreciate that and I accept that. Because as I told you, you know, sometimes we can block our own blessings.
We can block our own blessings.
And
but you know, at that time, as I think back now, we were on a different speed. And although I knew you were alone, I knew you weren't lonely in your journey. And we were on that campaign from 2008. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. The Barack Obama. So, and at that time, when I interviewed you, I had just did my second Democratic convention in Charlotte in August, and you in October, before the president got reelected. Okay, so we were on a different speed, and the vision was, yes, he can. I believed in you, and then when I didn't hear from you for a while, and you know, and I was on the other side of town with Salam Ishmael, you know, raising hell.
Yes.
You know, Salam raising hell.
Yes.
Every
but
fight,
he gets the attention.
He gets attention. He gets the job done.
Sometimes it requires.
Sometimes it requires that. Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
People see you getting out of character.
That's right.
But sometimes that bravado is what's necessary. You know, if you got that revolutionary spirit to bring attention to where it's needed to be.
Yes, sir.
But it's funny you say. Back we go, if I may say.
Yes, sir.
My driven spirit
goes
back further than that.
Come on.
Now, when I was, believe it or not, at the age of 15 or whatever, I used to go family court for my brother.
Okay.
And not to say the name or nothing like that, but I had the spirit as if I was his representative.
That's right, like a lawyer.
Didn't have the what you call as a letterman that belonged to the fraternity.
That's right.
It was the spirit of God that said that stand up with him.
That's right.
And represent him in the best manner that you could. After that, his public pretender endorsed me by saying an encouragement. You should be counseled at the age of 15.
That's right. It was in you.
But prior to that, I was organizing then, but we didn't have the tools how to properly organize to where it benefited us politically, economically,
That's right.
socially, educational wise. You know, all these things that intertwine that makes us a whole people. Because everything has to come together. You know, you can have one without the other, but would that make you sufficient?
That's right.
If you're lacking this or lacking that? No.
If you got the vision, and the vision is for the people.
So I had stewards that gave me my early tutoring,
Mentorship.
what you might say, to know what it's like to organize. That was then.
That's right.
So I was able to look back after, you know, my situation and say, you know what? I prayed on God. Give me something I can do.
Come on now. Come on
This is what He gave me.
So many people today
Help these people.
are
these
bored.
kids.
They don't have anything to do. And you took your energy to do something that's going to last another 50 years.
And then speed it up now. 1995, the Million Man March.
That's right. We were there. I was there with
The
Larry.
message was, go home and make a difference.
Make a difference. That was the message.
And so, you know, I've been treading this treadmill for a minute.
That's right. That's right.
And then finally, I was sat down and think about it. I can't do nothing for that other man.
That's right.
But you certainly can do something now to help.
Amen. Amen.
Because now you're sitting on time, what you going to do with the time?
That's right.
I'm not going to sit down and have pity for myself.
That's right.
I'm not looking for nobody to feel sorry for me. So when I go to my elected officials, I value my vote.
And they should value you.
And they should.
They should, because your name should be on that plaque over there.
Well, they got a problem with that.
Well, they can have all the problem they want, but we got footage of where this park was in the state of Jahiliyyah as a Muslim republic.
Yes, sir. And so my civic duty
That's right.
is not only to myself, to my family,
And to your
and to
people.
my community. You see? So we don't explore these things as the saying that how valuable we can be, a valuable asset to our community, because you are valuable. I don't care how someone look at you or look down at you. It's how you looking up and looking to yourself.
And
How
Chris,
you see yourself.
let me just take 1 minute and
Sure.
interject. You just see me waving my hand. I'm waving my hand 11 years and about 11 months and some days away from when we first was at this park years ago. I'm waving my hand at a little girl her mother was leading her as they both ride the sliding board together, and another family here also. Well, guess what? 11 years ago, this wouldn't have been possible. 11 years ago, these kids wouldn't be in this park because this park was destroyed. It was a desolate. It was, you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't welcome.
It was not a welcoming place. No,
It
it had not man-made lakes. It had water-made, rain-made lakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Water over
That's
here,
right.
this,
That's
that, and other.
That's
But
right.
today it's a welcome sight for the kids, the parents to come out here and play with the kids and everything. And you know, this is part of development. And if we could get the powers that be to see that a man like Chris is not a danger to your community. No, he's a helpmate. He's what we all seek for in life, a helpmate.
That's all I am. That's
Come
all
on,
I am.
he's a helpmate to the
That's all
community.
I am.
He's not a evil to Elizabeth.
No.
He's a love to Elizabeth, to build Elizabeth up. So Chris, you know, what is the next? What's the next thing?
Well, the next thing, I got the children's coat giveaway.
Children's
coat
coat
drive. It's a coat giveaway.
giveaway. Okay.
You see, because I call it a giveaway because we already have sponsors that's gonna supply the coats for us, and they brand new coats.
Winter coats, yeah.
Yes, sir. So we got that coming up, and matter of fact, next Saturday I'm waiting for the city to get back to me, so that I could publicly put it out there to let Elizabeth citizens know, those who live in Elizabeth, to bring their children,
Yes.
to register them for a coat.
That's good.
And that's September the 24th,
Next
11, next Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Mickey Walker Center.
Make sure you
Address.
email me, text
Yes,
me,
sir.
so I can be there. I get there a little later, but I'll be there.
Sure. And the address is 860 Anna Street. And that's believe it or not, once we left here, that's where I took my energy to the center
Wow.
and galvanized the children over there and started a rec program for the kids. Like this fall, I was supposed to actually start the season for the kids basketball league, but it's going to be under renovation, my understanding, taking place perhaps this month, in the middle somewhere, until November. So we had to put that on the back burner for right now. We had to, but I welcome that because you're talking about upgrading the gym.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
And there's been tremendous work done then that I advocated for. The Mickey Walker Center is a place that we should visit one day.
Okay. Well, I want to visit everything, your work that you do, and if we can, let's get some history of those names. If we, if you can pull up some history of the names, like Mickey Walker, who was Mickey Walker, just a little thing like we want to figure out who's Mr. Miller, or is it Miss Miller,
right.
Whatever. Just for historical purposes. You may can't find out who it is.
Well, it should be at Public Records at the City Hall. It should be at.
But they need to be mentioned too, because this community is beautiful. Oh my God, they've done a wonderful job here at the Miller Playground.
Absolutely.
And thanks to Chris Nelson of Elizabeth, an ambassador to this town.
In addition with the community though, because without the community backing me, none of this was possible.
That's right.
I'm grateful for those whose doors I knocked on.
Yes, sir.
Who
that
agreed to
answered
sign on the petition and support.
Yes, I remember you going around with that petition too.
Yes. So,
yes,
and that's what it sometimes takes.
That's what it takes. And let me say this right here too, to the camera, to the people. I interviewed Mr. Chris Nelson 11 and a half years ago. We're more than 11. Next month will be 12 years. I'm not on a big news circuit, but I'm community. And you know what? It's okay. Because what are we trying to do? A community makes a city or a town. A town makes a county. On and on, state, this, that, and the whole country. So in our little patch that we have here, Mr. Chris Nelson worked hard. And although he give credit to the community, but I remember when he was out here by himself. And I remember he seeked the community to help him. But his vision was there. I'm not going to play that down because he had a vision. And that's what it takes. Somebody with the vision, knock on those doors. Because he did. I remember that petition, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I remember the petition, yes.
Yes, sir.
And so that's what it takes. That's what it takes. You want to give it?
I thank you, and I appreciate you. And for echoing those words and everything, because I couldn't have said it no better. And I could have said it, but it's not about me.
That's right.
I don't want it to be about me.
No.
I want it to be about us, as we were saying earlier. Not a me thing, not an I thing. Because nothing gets done on its own, and it takes a collective effort to bring about change. Some people don't welcome change, but I'm for change.
That's right.
For the better good.
That's right.
And
it's all about the people.
And as you can see, the results, the end to the just means of getting results was by our involvement in our community. And
yes.
Whether you go to city council meetings, which is important because you need to know what's coming into your community.
That's right.
Or what's not being proposed as for bringing something that maybe can rejuvenate the community, like, lift it up, the spirit. Because as you were saying back then, the spirit was dead. It was dead. But if you stay here long enough throughout the day, you'll see people coming in here. When they get out of school, you'll see this park being filled. And that's what you want. You don't want people the park to have a stain in the community because you're talking about property value goes down.
That's right. Come on, Chris. Come on, bring it home.
You're talking about where
that's right.
If you wanted to rent a place, you couldn't rent it, so you stuck.
That's right.
With it. And so a lot of stuff can be detrimental based
Yes,
upon our
yes.
thinking. And so, you know, as I say, if you come out here with a poverty mindset, you're gonna get poverty results.
That's right.
And I don't think nothing, like I said, is impossible. So, because I believe, you know, our attitude will, you know, pretty much determine where we at as
That's
far
right.
as, like, you know, based upon how we move, you know, how we talk. Because, you know, like I say, sometimes you can't get nothing done. It's pretty much on your deliverance. You know what I mean? You can't go at these people belligerent. And this is for anybody that wants something from a council member or whatever. Yeah, we got our differences, but you can't go out there, you know, cussing and
That's right.
being belligerent. Because guess what? That's just what you're giving them, what they want
That's right.
to shut you down. Because I told you, when one particular councilman tried to malign my name, saying that I said this part. They were looking to close. I never stated that. And he made a point trying to add my comments with some other gentleman in there was speaking in regards to Miller Playground as well. And he reiterated the same way. He kept on saying, Mr. Nelson said the park is going to be closed. I never said it, that it was going to be
But
closed.
let me interject this right here, Chris. In you know,
They had me removed too.
in honor of you. Well, I'm not from Elizabeth. I come from Newark. But when I was here in 2011, it looked like it needed to be closed because it was in a terrible condition.
Terrible.
You know, it really looked
was
like
terrible.
that if you'd have walked through here, like I said, you know, you might have had to put up some fists or whatever, fisticuffs.
And not only
But this
that-
place didn't look nowhere. You know, my God, just
The grounds were saturated
Yeah,
with water. You
water,
kids
no.
couldn't play. It was always puddled.
that's right.
But more of the story is that the city chambers for conference meetings all like that, which I think it should be called the People's Conference Room meeting, because he had me escorted back to what I was saying. Honey, because I refused to allow him to malign my name.
That's right.
With him. But that just goes to show, though, that everybody, like I said, don't welcome change.
That's right.
And it goes back to
Because
the
they
point
couldn't
who
see
comes
it. They
from.
couldn't see it. They couldn't see it, Chris. They
Right.
couldn't see it.
And it comes back to what you were saying. Who's delivering them? Who is it coming from?
Where's it coming from? Yeah.
So
They
I
couldn't
was
see it.
nobody to them.
Right, to you.
I was nobody.
them. But look at what a common man, a man of concern. Not only is the park rebuilt and structured very beautiful, but the community walking here thinking it's run down. Walking here thinking it's run down.
Not anymore.
It ain't run down no more.
Not anymore.
Walk down that street there thinking this community is run down. Oh no.
Miller.
Come on now, Miller Playground has done a whole lot to this.
Yep.
They building the house right as we talk.
Standard. It's the modern standard.
The modern standard.
Parks should look like today.
They're only on lunch because we're taping to keep the noise down. So you know, the idea is this right here. Walking here, walking here thinking that this is just a rundown community. This is not a rundown community.
Not even.
And this is what we need, the idea that we need to sell to the American people, that these cities and everything, these are not rundown cities.
No. All it just takes is someone
Some
to
elbow grease.
Take concern.
Come on now, some concern, get involved and change the game.
Yes.
And let me say this right here. I know years ago, I'm not a man of basketball. Remember the guys used to say, swish?
That's pure shooter though, when you hear it like that.
Huh?
That's pure shooter.
Yeah.
When you hear
In
the
your
ball come
face.
through the net. Yes.
In your face.
And this is right
Come
here.
on now.
Live in your face.
In
as
your
you can
face.
see. And, but like I say, everybody played a role.
Yes.
Everybody,
Yeah.
from the community to those who voted
Yes.
for this.
In your face.
And this is what it's about. We got our centers up
Yes.
now with a new face.
Yes.
We discussed that on another time, because
will.
as you documenting these things, I take you, through my journey.
Yes.
As,
Yes, we're going
where we started,
We're going to stay
where
with
we
you,
at
Chris.
today.
We're going to stay with you. We're going to stay with you.
Where we at today.
So as we conclude this interview, And I look back 11, you just turn my head around. I look back 11 and a half years ago, a little more than 11 and a half years ago. Did I see this? Well, I guess I hoped for it. But it's here now.
Praise is due to God, man, because like I say,
Uh-huh.
I try to stay in this path.
It's here now. And so I want to say thank you, Chris.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate
And brother,
it.
God bless you
Thank you.
and your family,
Thank you.
and keep hope alive and continue to work for the people.
Gonna continue till I can't no more.
All right.
Till I can't no more.
And we can reach you on Facebook,
Yes.
Zachariah Jackson.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Chris Nelson on Facebook.
Facebook.
It's Chris Nelson on Facebook.
Then you can, if you also in the near future want to support the organization separate from Chris Nelson, which is called Citizens Going Forward, you can get that on Facebook as well. Our website, www.citizensgoingforward.com, or you can find me on Instagram, Citizens Going Forward. You know, I'm not on there as much though, but you'll know when it's time, because I will be, like I say, posting the children's giveaway coat coming up this month, actually in this month. Excuse us for a minute, we got a little interruption here. And with that being said, we're going to be hosting our 6th annual coat giveaway for the children. So if you're from Elizabeth, September the 24th, which is next Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., we're looking to be at the Mickey Walker Center at 860 Anna Street for you to register. And we will be distributing them November the 4th at the same location, Mickey Walker Center, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So all this information you can find once I post it up on social media, Facebook that is. And again, thank you.
Thank you.
Brother Zachariah.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, this is Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. Good day.
Peace and blessings.